Monkey business!
Hello Year 11. Case study time. We're down to the final two and we're looking at a population and settlement one. So it's a pink case study card. Make sure you revise as carefully as possible. The case study that we're looking at now is called Urban Change and Development, the way in which an area has been improved and developed to make it better from an area that used to be very poor. And we're looking at Glasgow, a really important city in Scotland. Now, Glasgow is the largest city in Scotland with about 580,000 people in the city, very important city in Scotland. And it went into decline. And it went into decline because the traditional industries, like shipbuilding, have not been quite as successful over the past few years as they were in previous years. So the city has put in some kind of ideas to make the development better and make the city much improved, the idea of urban change. Now, first of all, what has Glasgow done to redevelop and change the urban area? First of all, the inner city industrial land has had a bit of a makeover, and something called the Clyde Waterfront Project has been put in place. It's cost £5 billion and it's involved offices and shops being improved and being introduced into that area. Sydney, what on earth do you look like?
Mr. Swallow, I love line dancing. Do you like my hat?
I do, yeah. What's your favourite move when you're line dancing, Sydney?
Oh! I do lots of moves, Mr. Swallow.
One of them's keeping your hat on, Sydney,
It
isn't
is indeed. Mr. Swallow, this is beginning to sound a little bit, to me,
Hey, I'll help you out with that one.
like the Olympics.
That's right, yeah, the idea of improving and developing an area to make it better, just like the Olympics.
That was in the East End of London, wasn't it?
It would, and yeah, it was. You can mention that in your exam answers, but make sure you focus on Glasgow as well. Perhaps give that hat back to Miss Perkins, I would, Sydney, okay?
Okay, thank you.
No problem. So, Clyde Waterfront Project, £5 billion spent to improve the area in Glasgow. There's also been the Glasgow Science Centre set up as a result of that project. They've also regenerated an area called the Gorbals, which is a really run-down area. It's not a very nice area at all. They've put in 1,500 new homes, 1,500 new homes, and they've spent £170 million on improving the area and the neighbourhood as a whole. Now, the reason they've done that is because of social, economic and environmental reasons. They've tried to improve the environment by using new green spaces. They've tried to improve the economic ideas of the area by bringing in new businesses and bringing in new jobs, over 50,000 jobs provided to the local area, and also creating the Waterfront Project, which has brought in new offices and new shops as well. And also social reasons as well. The area's had projects to improve transport and leisure facilities as well. Really important project in Glasgow. Okay, Sydney?
Mr. Swallow, I noticed you've got environmental. Now, I have real difficulty with that word because I keep forgetting to put the N in.
That's right, there is an N in the middle. There's a couple of N's, but definitely an N in the middle, which is really important.
It's a common mistake.
It is, you're right, environ, so there's an N in there, mental.
Oh, thank you, Mr.
Sydney.
Swallow.
No problem. Now, have these developments been sustainable? That's a really important question for any exam answer. They have, because there's been less pollution, because of the fact there's buses being used instead of lots and lots of cars. There's also walking and cycling routes, which is very environmentally friendly, very sustainable. There's also development on brownfield land. Brownfield land is land that's been used before. Greenfield land is land that's never been used. We need to build on more brownfield land to take the pressure off our environment. Also, lots of materials have been used from older buildings, not using new materials and wasting those. So lots of materials used from older buildings.
Mr. Swallow, using keywords is really important, isn't it? Because if we do that, we're showing the examiner that we really mean, we know what we mean.
You're quite right. Yeah,
So,
well done, Sydney.
Brownfield site is an important thing, really.
It is land that's been used before that we're using again second time. It's like reusing something, which is really, really important.
Thank you.
Very sustainable. Thank you, Sydney. Your case study for urban change and development is Glasgow.
With reference to a case study you have looked at, explain the causes of urban redevelopment and outline the impact